Tech for Senior, episode 86. It's November, November 15th, 2021. Welcome, everyone. We have 71 people in the audience today. It's your enthusiasm and support that keeps us going. So thanks so much. Episode 86, Hewie. Wow. We're getting moving along, eh?
Yeah, we're getting old.
2 years. We are indeed. So welcome, everyone. It's Tech for Senior, as you know. This week, it would be interesting in the question and answer, if you, at the end when we have it, is if you saw the promo that I did. It was a short video on the agenda for today, which went out as a YouTube and Facebook little 2-minute clip. And so it was sort of cool, and see if you enjoy.
Where does this come up?
Let me just mute here. Anyway, so we'll see how everybody see how everyone thought about that. Now, for those of you who are, as you know, we're streaming this over to YouTube as well. If you're on YouTube, we have a it'll be there for about 50 minutes, and then just before Ray's music, we will stop the recording on YouTube. And if you want to pop over and see us over here on the Zoom meeting that we're running, because this is a Zoom meeting, you're welcome to do that. Then at top of the hour, we'll have a question and answer period. And then we're going to, about at 1:30, we'll have our premiere performance, and we'll be going back over looking at episode 34. And the two, Hewie and I will actually be talking on this one. Hewie's going to be talking on backing up your hard drive, and I'll be talking on digital picture frames. We actually did this 1 year ago on episode 34, so we've made it available to you for watching. Now, I just wanted to go over a couple of things with everyone, because with the promotion that we're having, we might get some new people coming into the show, which is great, coming and listening, because we have about 30 spots today. So we want to keep the enthusiasm up, keeps our energy up, and that sort of thing. So I wanted just to go over, and I want to share my screen. And now you can see my screen. And now this is, of course, our website. Now, there's some confusion on exactly how we broadcast this. So our Monday today, as you know, we are in a Zoom meeting, and we'll talk about that in a minute, but this is broadcast over to YouTube. So you can actually see us on YouTube. Our Thursday meeting is not a Zoom meeting. It is a StreamYard, and we broadcast that to Facebook and to YouTube, where I'm going to show you. So it is, and that's how it works. Bob and I did some testing this week, and Tech for Senior is very popular now. And if you do a Google search, you should be able to come up with our YouTube site, and you'll come up with us on YouTube as well, on Google, on a Google search. We also, this week, I registered the URL in YouTube to Tech for Senior. So if you are on YouTube and you just type Tech for Senior in, you should be able to see us. Now, if you look at, this is our webpage for Tech for Senior. And if you look up to the left here, it says live stream. So if you get confused, you don't know where to go, and you want to watch us on YouTube, or you want to watch the Thursday show, just click this button at the top here. And if you watch when I click this, and this is going to take us, this will take us right to the show. And this is the show that's being broadcast right now, and it's right here. So that's all you have to do is simply just click this little red button here that's right at the link. The link, and just click the link, and away you go. Now, if you're new, and if you're in your club, if you have a computer club, and you're inviting some new people and say, hey, come over, why don't you watch on Monday, and you want to give them some information, then they will need to know what the link is, or it'll need the meeting ID for our Zoom account. So if you come across the top here, way over to the right, you'll see a little item here that says Tech for Senior. Right here, it actually says Tech for Seniors. I'm going to click on this, and here's all the links, okay? And this gives you the meeting ID, but this is not a clickable link. You're actually going to have to take, this is the meeting ID number here, which never changes, and you're going to have to copy that and put it into your Zoom meeting, and that will take you to our Zoom meeting. Now, many of you are going to say, well, how come you, excuse me, how come you don't have this as a clickable link on the main page? Why do you make us come up to Tech for Senior? Why do you make us click this? And why do you make us go through an extra step? And Hewie and I did that on purpose, all right? We talked about this a lot when we set this up, and we want to just make it a little bit more work to do this, because bots and people who are trying to do nefarious things and may not just be as kind as everybody that's in the meeting today may be able to do that. It just makes it a little bit more difficult to find us, but that's how you can do it. And if you subscribe to the newsletter, there are clickable links in the newsletter to all the different sites. So that's another reason why you should. All right, Bob, are you ready to roll?
Yes, sir. As soon as I find the right places to click on, I will be ready. Share my sound. Here is the Avast Security News Roundup for the week ending November 12th, 2021. Robinhood hack leaks millions of names and email addresses. There's been another massive data breach, and this time it's affecting Robinhood and millions of its users. In total, approximately 7 million users were part of this hack. So if you're an investor with Robinhood, there's a good chance you were among them. On November 8th, a hacker tricked a customer support employee into giving them access to the company's customer support system, which is how they were able to obtain the personal information for so many Robinhood users. In total, the malicious individual was able to get a list of email addresses for about 5 million people and full names for a group of around 2 million people. Around 310 customers had their names, dates of birth, and zip codes taken. An even smaller subset of 10 customers had more extensive details revealed. Read more on How to Geek. UK Labour Party suffers ransomware attack. The UK Labour Party posted a notification of data incident on its website, telling members that a cyber incident has put the personal information of its members and affiliated supporters at risk. The full scope of the impact of the incident is being urgently investigated. The notification says, Labour has about 430,000 members. The party says its own servers were unaffected by the attack, which was instead aimed at a third party that handles data on our behalf. Sources close to the incident told Sky News that it was a ransomware attack. The party says the matter is being investigated by the National Crime Agency, National Cybersecurity Center, and the Information Commission's office. Mysterious Xfinity Comcast outage affects users across the U.S. Earlier this week, various Comcast customers in New Jersey, South Carolina, and areas stretching from Chicago to Philadelphia experienced intermittent service. It's not clear how many customers were affected or what caused the intermittent outages. Customers reaching out to the company only received dial tones or error messages in response. In a tweet later, the company attributed the problem to a network issue that has since been addressed. According to The Verge, one Comcast spokesman commented, "We have addressed the issue and service is now restoring for impacted customers as we continue to investigate the root cause. Luckily, my area was not affected." The FBI charges Russian and Ukrainian ransomware suspects. In a global crackdown on ransomware groups, 2 suspects have been charged by the U.S. Department of Justice with committing some of the largest ransomware attacks in recent months. The DOJ charged Ukrainian Yaroslav Vysinski, 22, for allegedly conducting the Kaseya hack in July, which impacted 1,500 of the software supplier's clients and clients' clients. Wyszynski is currently in custody with the Polish authorities. The DOJ also charged Russian national Yevgeny Polyanin, 28, for 3,000 attacks against U.S. government entities and private sector companies. Polyanin is still at large. The investigation was an international effort among the US, Poland, Romania, Ukraine, France, Estonia, Latvia, and Germany. For more, see Ars Technica. US State Department offers $15 million for dark side info. The US Department of State is offering $10 million for information leading to the identification or location of anyone who holds a key leadership role in the dark side ransomware group, and $5 million for information leading to the arrest or conviction of any country or anyone conspiring to participate in a dark side ransomware incident. DarkSide was responsible for the Colonial Pipeline attack in May, which shut down a significant amount of fuel distribution to the U.S. East Coast. The department says it is part of a whole of government effort to disrupt and dismantle transnational organized crime globally, including cybercrime. To date, it has paid out more than $135 million in rewards. See the full press statement to learn more. Newfoundland and Labrador cyber attack worst in Canadian history. Newfoundland and Labrador is dealing with a cyber attack that's crippling its health network's data center. Cyber attacks have been on the rise throughout the pandemic, and as Alicia Draus reports, cybersecurity experts say defending against them is extremely challenging. The attack was first discovered on Saturday, affecting what Health Minister John Hagee described as the two brains behind the provincial health network data center without access to such things as basic email, diagnostic images, and lab results. The Eastern Health Authority, which includes several major hospitals in St. John's, was left operating largely with pen and paper and running only emergency services. For more, see the Canadian Press. FBI warns of Iranian hackers looking to buy U.S. organizations' stolen data. The Federal Bureau of Investigation warned private industry partners of attempts by an Iranian threat actor to buy stolen information regarding U.S. and worldwide organizations. The warning came in a private industry notification marked as TLP Amber, seen by Bleeping Computer earlier this week. According to the FBI, the threat actor will likely use the leaked data, as an example, emails and network info bought from clear and dark web sources to breach the system of related organizations. The FBI says the U.S. organizations that had data stolen and leaked online before should also expect to be targeted in future attacks coordinated by this unnamed Iranian threat actor. Microsoft, Cloudflare, and Google emerge as the most spam-friendly internet service providers. Unsolicited electronic communications, known as spam, at best is annoying, however, at worst can pose many dangers. While the spam issue is as old as the internet itself, to this day, many internet service providers have done very little to prevent spammers operating from their networks. According to recently released data, Microsoft is the most spam-friendly internet service provider with 433 known spam issues as of November 4th, 2021. The American tech giant is followed by other multi-billion internet service providers, such as Cloudflare, with 430 unresolved spam issues, and Google, with 352 such issues to date. Read more at Atlas VPN. A Windows 10 app installer process is being exploited by threat actors. On Thursday, researchers for Sophos Labs said the attack was noticed after the cybersecurity firm's own employees were targeted with spam emails. But rather than being run-of-the-mill, these emails were written with at least a basic level of social engineering. One of the emails, sent by a Sophos main manager assistant, the non-existent Adam Williams, demanded to know why a researcher hadn't responded to a customer's complaint. To make resolution easier, the email helpfully contained a PDF link to the message. However, the link was a trap and revealed a novel technique used to deploy the bizarre backdoor malware. This week's must-read on the Avast blog. This week we look back at the third annual CyberSec and AI Connected, Avast's international conference for artificial intelligence and machine learning that welcomed cybersecurity experts from both academia and industry. Just follow the link below. And that wraps up this week's Avast Security News Roundup. Stay safe, stay secure, and God willing, I'll see you again next week. Bye-bye. And by next week, I should have new teeth instead of using something glued together with crazy glue.
Thank you, Bob. That's great. For those of you who don't know, Bob does a lot of security videos and videos on a lot of other topics. The links to those can be found in our newsletter under Bob's section. So thank you for all you do, Bob. That was great. And if you do get an email from the FBI, Bob, you might just want to think twice about getting excited about it.
Yeah, we'll get into that in a couple of minutes.
All right. Okay, let's have a look here. I'm see what Dewey's got for us today.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Dewey, and my Tech Talk topic for today is Streaming TV Update, November 2021. By the way, my background is what my house looked like yesterday morning after our first snowfall. I guess winter is a-coming in. The Discovery Channel is a staple of cable, satellite, and streaming TV. It first launched in the US in 1985 and in Canada in 1991. Discovery's new pay streaming service, Discovery Plus, launched in the US last January and began in Canada in October. Now, Discovery Plus offers two versions, an AVOD, which is ad-supported video on demand, and SVOD, subscription video on demand, which costs several dollars more per month. Channels include Food Network, HGTV, TLC, Travel Channel, Science Channel, Oprah Winfrey Network, Motor Trend, Animal Planet, and Discovery Channel Go. TV streamers can find Discovery Plus using Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, Chromecast, Roku, Xbox, Roku TVs, most smart TVs, and on Android or Apple devices. It's also available on Amazon Prime for $5 a month, and of course, a bit more for the ad-free version. 7-day free trials are usually available, but will automatically become a subscription unless canceled. Fair warning. A great third quarter in 2021 saw Discovery close out with over 20 million paying subscribers worldwide. It's a huge increase. CordcuttersNews.com carried a story recently that Discovery's CEO had hinted at the high possibility that Discovery Plus and HBO Max would merge into one streaming service after Discovery's upcoming merger with Warner Media. Discovery CEO J.B. Perrett said, open quote, "There will be meaningful cost savings from combining into one platform. I think there also will be meaningful consumer benefits," close quote. YouTube TV made a surprise announcement last week that they were adding the hugely popular Hallmark channels to their standard $65 a month service, and also that they will be doing so without raising YouTube TV's subscription price. The Hallmark channel includes Hallmark drama and Hallmark movies and mysteries. However, These do cost $6 a month or $60 a year, even with being free on YouTube. A 7-day free trial is available for both of those. Unfortunately, YouTube TV isn't available in Canada unless you use a VPN, but Canadians can access the Hallmark channels through W Network, the exclusive Canadian carrier. For what it's worth, Hallmark also has its own streaming service called Hallmark Movies Now at $7 a month, which may be canceled at any time. This means you could treat yourself to a holiday season of nonstop Christmas movies without any further commitment for the rest of the year. I don't know if that sounds like fun or not. Getting back to the news that YouTube TV is adding the Hallmark channels at no cost, Clark Howard's website, clark.com, was one of several carrying the story in which the author verified that she had accessed the Hallmark channels on her YouTube TV app. I found that encouraging. YouTube TV is perhaps one of 30 channels I've selected for the channel lineup on my 3 Roku streaming sticks. Streaming stick pluses actually, but when I tried accessing the free Hallmark channels on my main LG TV, it wouldn't load. Instead, Roku exited the YouTube TV app and tried to load Hallmark as a standalone channel. Here's what my TV screen looked like. Note in the lower left-hand corner where it shows leaving YouTube TV, and that's a green spinning circle. Fortunately, I knew from a previous experience how to get help from a live YouTube TV tech person using my computer to log onto my YouTube TV account at tv.youtube.com. Within minutes, I was speaking with a pleasant lady named Rice O. She first took me through the steps to add the Hallmark channels to the YouTube TV's channel lineup on my computer by going to my account at tv.youtube.com, and then the 3 Hallmark channels loaded quickly and worked perfectly. I thought, well, that's encouraging. Rice O then asked me to try again loading Hallmark on my larger Roku-enabled LG TV. Results were the same as before. Like earlier, Roku exited the YouTube TV app and tried to load Hallmark as a standalone channel that required a cable or satellite service. Kind of weird. She then asked me to try loading Hallmark on my smaller Roku-enabled LG TV. Results were the same. After consulting with upper-level YouTube TV tech people, she said that she would send an email to me with instructions for submitting some details and screenshot photos from one of my TVs. Got the email almost immediately. I agreed and was rather impressed with the seriousness that she and her upper-level YouTube TV experts seemed to have had for my problem. Rice O and I said pleasant goodbyes. Following this 45-minute phone call, I grabbed my 10-inch Android tablet, which I use mostly in the morning to watch the news on YouTube TV, to find out if it was able to load the free Hallmark channels. It did so with no problems, just like on my computer. I have the YouTube TV app on my aging Samsung Galaxy S8 phone. And again, Hallmark loaded promptly. I was tired and went to bed. The next morning, I began thinking that maybe there was some little detail I'd missed. So I tried my smaller LG TV once again. But when I turned the TV on, Roku decided it was the time to load their new 10.5 operating system update to my Streaming Stick Plus. Of course, I immediately thought perhaps the new OS might solve my problem, my Hallmark channel problem, but it didn't. Then an idea popped into my head. I have an Amazon Fire TV Stick 4K on my small LG TV that I bought on sale last summer at Amazon for $25. So I brought it up, went to YouTube TV, and did my well-practiced search for the Hallmark channel. Voila, there it was. The Hallmark channels, now free with YouTube TV. That's what my TV looked like. That's an actual photograph of my TV. I can promise that this Amazon Fire TV stick will be going with when we fly to our shack with what I call our shack with lean-to at Silveridge RV Resort in Mesa 2 weeks from tomorrow night. My take on this 3 or 4 hour ordeal several days ago is that Roku is at fault for not providing the firmware update that allows my YouTube TV app to access the Hallmark channel as it should. If you saw my presentation last week, you'll recall that I talked about carriage negotiations between Google's YouTube TV and Roku that need to be settled by December 9th to avoid further problems for users, both new and old. Could that be the problem? Who knows? Well, I've got a lot more streaming stuff to talk about, but I've run out of time. So maybe I'll just save it for next Monday's Tech Talk. Well, that's my Tech Talk story for today. And the good Lord knows I'm going to stick with this one. Thanks for watching. Stay safe. And good Lord willing, we'll see you next week. Good morning once again. This is Dewey, and here's the rest of the story. Just a moment, I've got to find my clicker. It's somewhere here. Here it is. Okay. Well, anyway, I'm first a correction. On my 9th screen today, I said Rice O then asked me to try again loading Hallmark on my larger Roku-enabled TV. Results were the same. Like before, Roku exited the YouTube TV app and tried to load Hallmark as a standalone channel that required a cable or satellite service. That last sentence should have read, like before, Roku exited the YouTube TV app and tried to load Hallmark as a standalone channel. After entering a required code at watchhallmarktv.com, I needed to identify my cable provider. I stream TV and I don't have a cable provider. How frustrating. After finishing my Tech Talk, or the Tech Talk you just watched, I checked my email to find one from Rice O that came yesterday, thanking me for the details and TV screenshot photos I'd sent her. I answered her email by sending her my today's Tech Talk, in which I laid the blame on Roku for not enabling my streaming devices to be able to download the free Hallmark channels. Rice O's email was answered by her team associate Shimmy R just moments after I finished my Tech Talk today. That was late Sunday afternoon. Here's what it read. Notice, hi Dewey, thanks for sharing your video. I did enjoy your Tech Talk. I'll share this issue on Roku equipped TVs. Again, I appreciate your time tonight. Take care. All the best, Shimmy R, the YouTube TV team. Well, all in all, I thought it was pretty amazing that the YouTube TV technical team took the time and interest in my problem. It sort of restores one's faith that even a little guy can have a chance with back talk. Well, that's my final Tech Talk on this, and I guess I got to stick with it. We'll see you later.
So I can just imagine those guys at some, but this guy made a video of that'll be told around the tech support room for many years. Well done, Dewey. I'm glad you.
I'm surprised they didn't join us this morning.
Yeah, exactly. They probably, did you mention Tech for Senior? They probably know. Maybe we should send them an honorary subscription to Tech for Senior. Anyway, well done, and hopefully they get the Hallmark issue sorted out. All right, it is the shopping season. It is going to, this is Black Friday coming up. So what's the way to get the best deals? Let's have a look at this. It's Ron Brown with Tech for Senior. The holiday season is coming. We're going to be doing some shopping online. Let me show you some tips. In this video, I'm going to look at 4 websites: Amazon, Walmart, Best Buy, and Costco. I'm going to give you my opinion of the websites, show you some tips on saving money, and have a great time. Let's go shopping. Now, having just spent the past 10 years as a snowbird in Arizona, I've got some tips for those Canadian snowbirds heading south. Now in Canada, your Amazon website is amazon.ca, and in the United States, it's amazon.com. Now your Prime membership in Canada is actually cheaper. It's $79 a year versus your Prime membership in the United States, which is $119 US. Now, while in Canada, it's best to use the amazon.ca website, and when you're in the United States, use the amazon.com. So yes, I have 2 Amazon accounts, but that can get expensive. So while in Canada, you only need to pay on a monthly basis. Your subscription can be, yes, a monthly fee. And in that, in Canada, is $7.99 Canadian a month. So when you head south, simply change your account over and initiate your US account, and you can pay $12.99. And a new feature I just saw is that if you just want Amazon Prime Video, you now have in the US an option of $8.99 a month just to get the Prime Video service. Now, the confusing thing you're going to find is when you sign on to your Amazon account, whether it's the .ca or the .com, you'll have a single sign-on and password. And that's confusing, but that's just the way it is. Now, you know the old thing about like and subscribe. If you like this video, please like it, and please subscribe to our channel. It sure helps us make more videos like this. Amazon's total success has been on selling online on this web page. So what's the secret sauce that made this so successful? The magic actually occurs long before you ever get to access this page. It occurs in the week before. It occurs in all the places you go on the internet. Amazon has very sophisticated tracking systems, and it knows what you're probably going to want to look at before you actually get to the page based on your activity on the internet for the past week. Now, I always joke about I go to sleep and dream about something, and it's deal of the day the next day on Amazon. Yes, but it's sort of like that because Amazon gives you a very focused view of what you might want to purchase when you come to the site. And that is the success of the Amazon site. The second thing is, of course, the delivery. And how does it get the products to you so fast? Well, in my case, I like coffee. And I order a lot of coffee through Amazon, and Amazon knows that. I get targeted sales trying to sell me coffee, which is great because when I come every morning for my usual quick, let's have a look at Amazon for 10 minutes, I get a very focused picture of things that I am interested in. So before a sale occurs, Amazon knows roughly how many people in that region are probably going to buy that product. So in the case of coffee, they may move 50, 60,000 bags of coffee to Vancouver as a regional distribution center. And when I order it, boom, it comes the next day. So knowing what you want and getting it to you quickly is the secret sauce that Amazon uses. 2 years ago, I did a video called Let's Go Shopping. I'll put the link down below and you can watch it again if you're interested. And in that, I analyzed the Walmart website and the Walmart app on your phone. I don't use Walmart's online site very much and was happy when I went back to review it for this video that they actually have made some pretty impressive changes. The main problem I have with Walmart's website is that it is not a focused website. And when I want to go and just spend 5 minutes quickly seeing what the deal of the day is or what I'm interested in, they don't have the same focused approach that Amazon has. Now that is getting better, and I really like their recent changes they did on their site. The other problem I have is this is a very huge site with a lot of product. If you just search Chromebooks, you'll find over 1,000 Chromebooks. And they all have rollbacks and different pricing and great deals for you, but it's just so vast. It's hard to get focused into what you want. The other problem with the Walmart site is that a lot of the products are sold as third party. This is not obvious in many cases and often can cause problems with returns. So be very careful with that. I love Best Buy. I like their website and I like the company. Corey Berry has done an amazing job in restructuring this company and making it successful. But there was an article this year that said Best Buy is winning the competition against Amazon, and it's just a tiny company compared to the big giant. So you're going to see lots of greatness with Best Buy. I like their website. It's very focused. No problems at all. I had to buy a dishwasher this last month. I said to my wife, let's go and support the local guys first. So we went around to all the 5 appliance stores in our area. None of them had the Bosch dishwasher we wanted. It's amazing, this whole supply shortage problem. Anyway, went back, looked at Best Buy, went online. The Bosch dishwasher we wanted was available and even had it in black and was delivered in 10 days. And it was on sale. Best Buy, I love you. Keep up the great work. Costco, I love you. I go to our local Costco store every Monday afternoon and do shopping. I've been a member for 27 years. I meet my friends at Costco. I have a great time at Costco. Costco, I love you, but your website sucks. Nothing I like about your website, including the Instacart promotion. I think Costco is a bricks and mortar store. Probably had some pressure recently to start an online service. I'm sure if Costco wants to be great at online service, they can do it, but they're not. And I avoid their website. All right, let's see if we can save you some money. This is a sale on a Shark robotic vacuum. This is off the Canadian site. Of course, I get a focused experience because I'm interested in vacuums. So this actually is a very good deal, but how do you know that? I want to draw your attention to the price, the list price, which is listed as $6.99, and it's on sale for $3.99, a 43% reduction. Now, the first thing you have to understand is that the prices on Amazon vary daily, weekly, monthly. So they fluctuate greatly. So how do we know that this is really a retail price of $6.99? Well, let's have a look at that. So this is the Best Buy price, it's $4.99. And this is the Walmart price at $5.49 with a list price of $6.99. All right, there are 2 extensions I would encourage you to use in your browser if you're doing online shopping at Amazon. Both these are exactly the same. They're free. For many years, I used one and it's called Camel. Recently, I've switched to another one called Keepa. I'll tell you about that in just a minute. These are both free and track the pricing of Amazon products. Keepa is also an extension that tracks the pricing and works exactly the same as Camel, but there's one advantage to it. It gives you the chart right in the search within Amazon. Let me show you how that looks. Here you'll see a search on the robotic vacuum, and you'll see beneath the diagram the graph that Keepa has. So for this reason, I like Keepa better than Camel, but again, they work exactly the same and are free extensions for your browser. This is the historical pricing chart on that vacuum cleaner. This was produced by Keepa. And if you look at the solid blue line that you'll see on the graph, it indicates the price fluctuations over the past year. And you'll also note that is the best deal at present. There's a little purple X as well on the graph indicating warehouse deals, and we'll talk about that in just a minute. But this is a good example of how you can see what the historical pricing is on this particular product. You also can toggle all the other options on the right-hand side to look at different pricing. Now here's how you can save some money. I want you to look down at the right side under the new and used items. Let's see what we can do with this. All right, let's look under the new and used section. When we focus in, you'll see that the first item under the like new is for $315. This is a very good deal and can save you a lot of money. Who sells this? Well, this is from Prime Time Express. Well, what's their track record? We don't know. In fact, the site was just launched. This may be a very good deal. Let's move down one more. This can also be purchased from a company called Saver Plus. This is used or like new, and it is for $329. A little bit more. This has an excellent track record. It has a 4-star rating with 169 reviews. This would be a good bet. You're pretty much assured that's going to be a very good company to deal with. But I want you to look over on the right side now, and you'll see, let's come down to the $359, the used or very good. This is also a saving at $359, and this is sold by Amazon as a warehouse deal. Now, I purchase almost all my Amazon products if there is a warehouse deal on them through the warehouse. It takes a little bit longer to get, but in most cases, this comes as a brand new item. It comes with a complete warranty from Amazon, and you can certainly return it if you're not happy with it. This is an excellent way to save money, and I always buy the warehouse deals. It's Ron Brown, Tips for Shopping. Please remember to like and subscribe. Until we meet again, have a great day and enjoy your online shopping.
I don't want to make you feel bad, Ron, but that particular vacuum cleaner is what arrived here last week from Walmart for $299. New.
Yeah, but you got to remember that's you're talking about US dollars. Those were
Yes.
Canadian dollars. So
Okay.
if you do the flip, it probably works out to about $320 or something. That's about the same. That's a good one. You're going to talk about it in the future? It looks like a great vacuum.
I've already done a video. It's up on my YouTube site.
Okay. Hewie, where are you?
I'm here.
Are you there? Are you ready to roll?
I always am.
Okay, go for it.
Please like this video and subscribe to our channel.
Tech for Seniors present the website of the week with Hewie Poplock.
I'm Hewie Poplock. Today we're going to talk about the Internet Archive. The Internet Archive is a nonprofit library of millions of free books, movies, software, music, websites, and more. Brewster Kahle, founder and digital librarian of the Internet Archive, is a passionate advocate for public interest access and a successful entrepreneur. Brewster Kahle has spent his career intent on a singular focus, providing universal access to all knowledge. He is the founder and digital librarian of the Internet Archive, one of the largest libraries in the world. Kahle is a member of the National Academy of Engineering, American Academy of Arts and Sciences, and the Internet Hall of Fame. In general, there's 70 plus unique petabytes of data. That's 70 million gigabytes. 65 plus million public media items, text, movies, audio, images, and so on. 1.5 million unique website users per day, and 17,000 uploads from users per day. And this is from figures from the year 2020. The Wayback Machine, which I'm going to talk about next week, has 588 billion web pages. Archive It has 49 billion curated URLs captured in 14,000 collections. Books, there are 28 million texts in the collection, books, documents, magazines, and so on. 4.6 million books digitized by Internet Archive, 3,500 books digitized per day in 18 digitization centers worldwide. Under television, there's 2 million news programs available for closed caption search. Movies, there's 4 million movie items, not including television programs. Under audio, there's 14 million audio items, including 220,000 live music concerts from 8,000 bands. And there's 200,078 RPM sides digitized. Under software, there's 580,000 software titles, many emulatable through a web browser, and there's about 3.5 million images. You can see there are top collections at the archive, and if you scroll, you'll scroll for pages and pages. We're just going to take a snapshot of a few of them. These are top collections at the archive. We're going to choose movies for the first one. There's 83,057 items in this category. Watch full-length feature films, classic shorts, world culture documentaries, World War II propaganda, movie trailers, and films created in just 10 hours. These options are all featured in this diverse library. We're going to choose comedy films. There's 292 items in that, and I've chosen the Charlie Chaplin's Good for Nothing. When you click on it, you'll see that it is listed there with all of his movies that are available through this archive. This is the Internet Archive Radio Collection, a widely diverse and massive collection of radio station recordings, broadcast captures, and radio shows and programs and more. One of the most historically important artifacts to come from the home computer telecommunications revolution were shareware CDs, compact discs, put out by companies containing hundreds of megabytes of shareware. Some computer bulletin board services would attach banks of CD-ROM drives to their machine to allow users to access the disks, allowing the system operators, or sysops, to claim the BBSs had thousands of files available. My BBS was one of those. I had over 8 CDs available for my users to search and download. CD makers would declare their CDs BBS ready, meaning an easily readable directory of file descriptions was located on the CDs to be read by the BBS software. The wide collection of trailers and shows, recordings, and other captures on VHS tape are in this collection. The classic TV programs from the late 40s and 50s, commercials and more, titles like Your Hit Parade, The Perry Como Show, Howdy Doody, and the many westerns of the day. The Canadian Libraries page. The Toronto Scanning Centre was established in 2004 on the campus of the University of Toronto. From its humble beginnings, Internet Archive Canada has worked with more than 250 institutions in providing their unique materials with open access and sharing these collections with the world over. From the archives of the Sisters of Service of the University of Alberta, IAC has digitized more than 600,000 unique texts as of September 2019. Here's what the Internet's Archives tabletop scribe book scanner looks like. And here is a picture of volunteers helping scan the materials. The Internet Archive. I'm Hewie Poplock. There we go.
Thank you. Hey, I graduated from the University of Alberta Medical School, in Edmonton. So my old alma mater.
Microsoft has announced the end of support for OneDrive desktop application if you're on Windows 7, 8, or 8.1. And here's what Microsoft had to say. If you are currently using one of the operating systems, we recommend upgrading your operating system to either Windows 10 or Windows 11 to avoid disruption. For machines that do not meet system requirements for Windows 10 or Windows 11 operating system upgrade, you can back up and protect your files by manually uploading them to OneDrive on the web, and continue to access, edit, and share your files on all your devices. Microsoft has recently confirmed it would disable features and essentially break OneDrive for millions of Windows users early next year unless they upgrade to Windows 10 or Windows 11. The company says OneDrive users on Windows 7, 8, and 8.1 will be unable to sync and access their content on the cloud starting March 1st, 2022. Windows came out over a decade ago. Yet it still has millions of users that this change will affect. Windows 8 or 8.1 users are in a similar boat, as it'll soon reach end of life and stop getting updates as well. Basically, this is one more way Microsoft can nudge owners to upgrade to its latest software. According to a blog post on the community forum, OneDrive will no longer receive updates on any system that doesn't have Windows 10 or Windows 11 installed, starting January 1st, 2022. In addition, the sync feature will get disabled in March, and OneDrive will no longer sync devices running old, outdated software. According to Microsoft, in order to focus resources on new technologies and operating systems, and to provide users with the most up-to-date and secure experience, beginning January 1st, 2022, updates will no longer be provided for the OneDrive desktop application on your personal Windows 7, 8, and 8.1 devices. Then later in the year, personal OneDrive desktop applications running on these operating systems will stop syncing to the cloud on March 1st, 2022. Files will still be accessible from the OneDrive app, regardless of which version of Windows you're using. However, they'll no longer be uploaded to the cloud, which means you could lose access to select files or documents. This will not affect business users, as those accounts are aligned with the Windows support lifecycle. Still, now would be a good time for both business and personal users to start thinking about an upgrade. Windows 10 support ends in 2025, so you might as well jump right into the latest Windows 11 if your devices meet the system requirements. If this doesn't make you happy and you don't want to update to the newer operating systems, here are 5 alternatives to OneDrive. For a description of all these alternatives, check out the link below. Unless Microsoft changes its mind, which isn't likely to happen, once the deadline gets here, you'll need to decide what to do. You'll either need to start backing up the files you want to save manually to OneDrive, or change over to one of the alternatives. The other option is to update your operating system, which is the choice Microsoft hopes you'll make. Either way, if you currently use OneDrive and are on one of the operating systems affected, you need to decide between now and January 1st, 2022. Stay safe, stay secure. I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Bob. And that's 6 weeks from now, right?
Yeah, it's right around the corner.
Right around. So listen, you're still going to be able to see the files on OneDrive. It just won't sync. Is that correct?
Syncing will stop and you will have access through your computer. You won't. Well, it's time for Ray.
There we go. All right. Ray, are you getting ready to go?
Yes, I am. Do you still want it to record?
Yeah, I'm going to stop. Yeah, that's not a problem. I'm going to stop the YouTube in a minute here. So if you are over on YouTube, thank you for coming. We'll see you same time, same place next week. And we do have room here. If you want to pop over to our Zoom meeting, you can participate in the question and answer. So thank you so much for coming. And I'm just going to stop the live stream now, and then we should be ready to go.
Today, I'm going to talk about Ed Sheeran, a modern day song poet. Now, if you've never heard of the English singer-songwriter Ed Sheeran, then you may be living under a rock. This 30-year-old is one of the world's best-selling music artists. According to Spotify, he is currently the second most streamed artist with over 76 million monthly listeners, second only to Justin Bieber, who has 83 million. Ed Sheeran is easily my wife's favorite current day musical artist. To prove this point, she pre-ordered his latest album in the vinyl format, no less, well before it was officially released on October 29th. After an anxious wait, the LP finally arrived at our post office box on November 8th. Now, the album is actually titled Equal, the equal sign. And you can see with the image of the album on the left-hand side, there's an equal sign there, but it's pronounced Equals. Now, this may seem a strange title for a studio album until you realize that 3 previous ones were titled Divide, Multiply, and Plus. I think it's a safe bet that minus could be on the horizon. And actually, that album cover was painted by Sheeran during the initial COVID-19 lockdown and is based on the changes his life had during the last 4 years, namely his marriage, having a child, and losing friends to the virus. Now, interestingly, Ed married a woman named Sherry Seaborn in 2019. She was a childhood friend and classmate. So according to Wikipedia, Sheeran sang at a local church choir at the age of 4, learned how to play the guitar at 11, and began writing songs while still in high school, where his classmates described him as a natural performer and most likely to be famous. Boy, were they right. Musical influences include Joni Mitchell, Bob Dylan, and Eric Clapton, who Sheeran states, "He's the reason I started playing guitar." Now, the song Shivers is the second single from Equals. And in this video clip, Sheeran has an imaginative romance with actress Anna Sophia Robb. They meet at a diner and go from one spectacle to the next. Watch for my favorite scene, which is when they encounter a group of attackers and we see who is best at fighting them off.
It was.
It was.
Now, hold on. You got the LP of this.
My wife bought the LP, yes.
You can't see the video, though. This is the music video, right?
Correct.
Okay. All right. So that's separate from the LP. I thought you can't have a video on an LP, or am I missing something?
No, but they often, and this one didn't, but often when you buy an LP, they will give you a code to go on the internet for a one-time download of the MP3 files.
Oh,
and if
really?
there was a video associated with it, and this is the official video, I've seen it where that official video can be part of the download.
Interesting. Thank you, Ray. That was excellent. Thanks. Thank you so much.
Modern music for a change.
Yeah. Cool. Great. It's top of the hour, a few minutes over. Thank you for everyone for coming. We're going to be moving into the question and answer part of our show. If you have to leave, don't forget at 1:30 Hewie's going to be talking on backup as part of our episode 34. We label these as 34A, which is the abridged version. And that's just because there's just 2 segments, Hewie and I talking, and we made it easy for you to use in your computer club for informational videos. And we'll be starting that on our Premiere service, which is free. It's on YouTube. Just click that little button that I showed you at the top of our website, and it will take you right to the site where this is going to start at 1:30.
Ron, you know what would be nice is if they do use it in their user group, if they'd let us know.
Yeah,
just with a short note.
Yeah, we don't care. We want you to use it. We want you to use all the material we have on there, but we would be just tickled pink. We wouldn't, we, Hewie?
Absolutely.
We'd be tickled pink. So that would be just great. Let us know as all the ones. And as we go through the year, next week will be 35, and then the following will be 36. I go back and I look at each one we did a year ago. And you know something, Hewie? We got better. We weren't that good at the beginning, but we're getting better, right?
Absolutely.
So anyway,
really a big change from the earlier ones.
It was lots of fun to see the difference. The fun part about doing this is to see the difference in a year and how far we've come. All right, the routine. If you click the little button on the bottom, the reactions, raise your hand, you'll come up to the top, and we have Bob. You don't have a question, you must have a comment.
I have a comment. Yeah, the FBI hack that you had mentioned earlier.
Yeah, what's that?
That came out after I had already completed, and this was a long video, so it didn't get included, but I put it out as a special, and it is on our Facebook page. Okay, and the FBI got hacked, and people wound up getting emails, not nice ones, directly from the FBI. It was an official FBI notification. Of course, it didn't come from the FBI, but those folks that checked it very carefully, yes, the people sending it was legitimate FBI email.
You know, if you can't trust the FBI, who the heck can you trust, Bob?
No comment.
All right, thanks, Bob, for doing
I would
that. And
imagine
George-
somebody's very embarrassed.
Yeah,
and,
well,
maybe, and may have either lost their job or been reassigned on that one.
exactly. George, go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, fine.
So with respect to OneDrive, I do takeouts on Google Drive to back up my photos because they only go up to Google. And I'm not too sure how the organization is. I don't think it's as nicely organized after you do the takeout. You know what I'm talking about, takeouts?
Yeah, takeouts. You're backing up your Google Photos from takeouts.
Does
Takeouts
OneDrive have the same thing?
well, it would be different. So when you're talking about takeouts is the backup service for Google. All right.
Yeah.
And so what happens is you can take your Google different parts or all of your Google account.
Yeah, which I do.
And you take it from takeouts and you back it up to Google Drive. Now, the question you really want to ask, does Microsoft have something that backs up all your files like takeouts does and put it on OneDrive? That's really the question, right?
Well, I'm not putting it on OneDrive. These takeouts that I do on Google are they're zip files of the whole thing.
Right.
And I don't remount them on Google.
No, you just
can
store
actually
them
get
on
at the
Google
files.
Drive.
They don't have the nice organization that I might like,
Right.
but they are there if I really need
What
them.
they were, yeah.
And I'm just asking, like I don't use OneDrive much, but there might be some stuff there. I don't want to resynchronize to OneDrive to get it all back or to get stuff in. I just wonder if they have a takeout.
I don't.
Anybody know?
I don't know. The concept of OneDrive would be if you're using a Microsoft product, it's easily I like OneDrive Sync much better than Google Drive. I've said that for years and I still believe that. It's much easier to use. I find it much easier to use. So if you are using Microsoft products, it's automatically going to back up to OneDrive, right? Yep. So that's your backup. Now I know what you're doing. You're going to Takeout, which is a unique feature of Google, that Google has. The only thing I would say, George, with you is that when you're backing up from takeouts, I wouldn't put them on Google Drive. I'd put them on OneDrive. Why not choose a different service? Because if you had problems with your Google account, then you've got them on a different source, right?
Well, I just take them down locally and I store them on external
hard drive locally,
or big drives. Yeah. See, so I do that for organizations that I'm part of. Right. Like we have databases and stuff or spreadsheets that are updated. We need to capture those occasionally. So I'm not interested in remounting them back into Google Drive. At least I'm not now. And it's just a backup, particularly for photos, because when you sync your camera to Google Photos becomes the only storage space for those photos.
Right.
And so it's important to bring them back down. And I probably have photos up in OneDrive or Microsoft's photo that I would want to make sure I can capture. Anyway, it doesn't sound like anybody's familiar with a
well, I was just going to say,
Microsoft.
I was just going to say, I believe I have photos both in OneDrive and Google Drive. You can, there's a setting in OneDrive which allows you to sync the photos to it.
Right.
So you can have it in both places.
Yeah, that's one way to go. Yeah.
Right. George, the other thing that you might be aware, and Chris Gould, I think, has done a video on this as well. One of the problems with takeouts and doing your photos that way is the problem if you wanted to restore or actually have a look at the file, the takeout file, and you wanted to somehow restore or find those pictures in the takeout file, it's very weird. Like the formatting is weird. Everything about that takeout file is weird, and it's not easy to get your, particularly if you have a lot of pictures, to figure out where they are or what folder are the names. It's a real weird It's a real weird system. So
Yeah,
all as
I
I'm
don't
saying,
think, I know that they'll probably lose albums that I put them in, you know, so that I just get the photos back.
Mhm.
I haven't looked at the photos section of it, but I should, so I know what
yeah,
I'm
it's
gonna face when I
yeah.
bring it back. Okay, thanks.
Okay. Any other questions? I thought there'd be some shopping questions. Come on, you guys. It's coming up to Black Friday. You must have some. How do we get the best deals shopping?
I spent my money.
Yeah.
Between the phone and the vacuum, there's nothing coming up Friday
That's
that I
it, eh?
want. Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we've all been spending all year long.
Yep.
There's nothing left in the till.
Blame her
Yes.
on.
Well,
Absolutely.
we'll see.
This show has cost us all a lot of money.
Indeed. You've got to, so there's no more questions? Nobody has anything they want to say? You've got to be, Murray, where's Murray? Murray always has a question. What the heck? Where's Murray go? He must have signed off. George, go ahead.
Well, seeing as nobody else is asking questions, I might as well. So are you guys comfortable with Amazon's decision of what you're going to get to see when you want to go shopping and how much it's going to cost? Because Yanis Varoufakis is definitely not comfortable with that at all. He
Right.
calls it digital fiefdom.
Sure. Well, I mean, you can take two approaches to this. I love it. And that really is the success of Amazon. I mean, you all know how successful Amazon is, right? I mean, it is, I don't have to reiterate that. And they don't sell it. They only sell it through online services. There's no, I mean, I know they're getting some brick and mortar stores, but it's all done. So what is the secret success? What is the sauce that makes it so good? Why do so many people buy that on Amazon? And part of the reason that I mentioned is the focus sales. And when I go in the morning and I have 10 minutes to spend, I pop over to Amazon. What's the deal of the day? What can I look at, right? Well, the problem with Walmart is it's so vast. I mean, I have no idea where to start, where to go, and how to get, the focus stuff I'm looking at, but Amazon does it really nice. And that's part of the secret sauce of Amazon. Now, Bob, you could argue, and Bob could argue, or whatever,
Yeah.
and you could say, I don't want to be tracked, I don't want this, I don't want that, and then you don't get that focused approach on Amazon, which to me is something that I like, and that makes my life easier, and so I'm happy with that. All right, now Bob might have a different opinion on that. Okay.
Well, as far as tracking goes, I've been tracked for so long that everybody knows where I am.
Exactly.
So
Right.
I'm the wrong person to say, well, I'm going to try to hide.
Right.
But I take a different approach on shopping. I don't just, somebody throws a sale at me and okay, I'm going to buy. That's impulse buying. I buy something, I know what I want, and then I do a simple Google search and I look under the shopping heading under the search. And then it brings it up for me. And I'll get Amazon, I'll get all the other places that sell it. And that's when I make my decision of where I go. So the link will take me to wherever. I could have bought that vacuum through Amazon, but the price on Walmart was so enticing that I said, well, heck, and it didn't really take any longer getting it from Walmart than I would have gotten it from Amazon. I could have picked it up even faster, but I wasn't going to go out of the house. So they shipped it to me and I had it within a couple of days, but it saved me about $100 between the two places. So I simply search for the item and then you tell me who wants to give it to me for the least amount of money.
Yeah, one thing you didn't mention in there, Ron, is in Amazon you have the wish list, and you can create any number of them, and they are shareable. So you can put together all the things all year long that you take a look at. Oh, gee, yeah, maybe that was something I might want to get sometime or whatever, and just keep a list of them, which is what I've been doing. But what I learned recently is you can create a list and then share it with people, just like a wedding registry.
Mhm.
When couples get married, you could have your own registry of items that you would like to get from Amazon.
And now they can
Share
send it
with
to
your
you.
family.
And now
And
they
vice versa, yeah. And they can send it to you.
they can
I
send it
plan
to you
on,
without
I
knowing the
plan on,
address.
I plan on sending a wish list to each one of you guys for my birthday.
Carl, go ahead. Carl, go ahead.
Yeah, I just had a quick comment. I have a GE microwave with it's convection, which means it has halogen lamps, which is like a lot of people use today are these ovens, you know, that heat things.
Mhm.
I like it because I can heat plates up with the halogen lamps. Well, anyway, the fuse went out on it Thursday. And so at 10 o'clock on Thursday, I went on Amazon. I ordered a package of fuse for $6 or something, 6 of them. And lo and behold, I'm not easily amazed, but they're at my front door at 4 o'clock on Friday. That's faster than the US mail. You just get blown away because they're not popular fuses. These are ceramic 20 amp slow blow fuses. You cannot buy these. At one time you could buy them Radio Shack, but I went on Radio Shack site and they don't sell them anymore.
Right.
And I was just blown away.
There you go. Yeah, amazing. It is truly amazing. Bill, go ahead.
I was just going to say, Amazon now has the capability of sending packages without you knowing the address.
How do they know where you're going to go?
So
You give them the email address of the person you want to send to, and if they're a member of Prime,
Oh, I see. Oh, okay.
Amazon has the address and mails it and never gives you the address. You don't ever need to have the address, and that way you can send something to somebody without having getting an address from them.
So you'll be really surprised when your Christmas present arrives this year because I won't have to ask you what your actual address is, right?
Yep.
Laura, go ahead. Laura, unmute and say hello. Hello, Laura.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't turn my mic on.
There
I
you
was
go.
just two comments. He was talking about the list. My son has done that for years and put things on for Christmas and his birthday. So we can just go to his list and see what he wants. The other thing is, you talk about the different sites to shop. I get so frustrated with them because I had done like when I'm home with COVID, like Sam's or Walmart, and it's so hard. I like to go into a store and I can walk through a department, and if there's something really a great sale, I'll stop and look at it, or I'll keep moving. And the way they want to run down these things and take you down all these rabbit holes, I find it just so frustrating. I don't want to shop.
Well, yeah, I know what you mean, particularly on the Walmart site, but I don't find that on the Amazon because Amazon, as I said, they know what I want and they know exactly what I want. And if I dream about it the night before, it's right there. So it's there, right?
Well, my son shops Amazon all the time. I don't do it very much. Usually he shops it for me.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe so they can't track enough on me to know where to send me. That's probably a problem.
There you go. There you
But
go.
I mean, it takes so much longer to figure out where to go. Or you talk about Walmart and Sam's, that
That's right.
it takes more time than to walk through a store and go through all the departments in a big Sam's.
Yes, it does. It does. Yeah, it does. So
Hey, Ron, do you have to be wearing your watch when you sleep so that Amazon knows what you want?
Exactly. I wanted to, the problem with making videos is they have to be 10 minutes for our segment, because I was going to have this whole scenario where I went to sleep, my watch, I was dreaming about something, it went into my watch, the watch beamed it up to, Amazon, and I was going to have this whole sequence like that, and it was going to be really funny, right? But that would have taken 10 minutes. So it's a problem when you try to make a 10-minute video, right? Hewie and I are always arguing over, well, you can have 3 minutes, I'll have 5, or we've got to, it's a tight show. We've got a lot of stuff to cover, and we have to finish on time. So we're always, time is always a constraint. Carl, do you want the last word? If you unmute.
You're muted, Carl.
Carl, you're muted. You won't get the last word if you don't unmute.
Okay, I was at Costco and I watched the guy check out using his wristwatch.
Yes.
I didn't know you could have that app on there.
Yep.
Oh yeah, there's Apple Pay, there's Samsung Pay, and Google Pay. There's all the different pays that you can do on there. Now,
The Amazon Watch is updating, and it also affects some of the older watches. My older Samsung watch is actually going to get some new features
right,
because of the latest update.
right. All right.
I tried to use my Timex. It didn't work at all.
Right. Hey, everyone, we'll see you again next week. Thank you for coming. It's 20 past the hour. We will be, who's got their music on?
I got it.
Okay. Anyway, thank you for coming, everyone. We had a great meeting today. Don't forget it's taped. If you want to watch it again or you want to watch individual segments, they're all up there. Don't forget this week, Tech for Senior Live on Thursday, and Bill James is going to be there. He's got some gadgets a go-go. He's going to tell us all about some new stuff he's got. We are going to have a great time. Bring your coffee. Let's have a talk for an hour. Hey, Bill, are you getting excited already about it?
I am. I'm always excited.
All right. Excellent. Excellent. So we're going to see Bill and the gang on.
Yeah, we
Thursday.
always have a good time on Thursdays. We always have a lot of interesting questions and
We do.
A lot of good discussions.
It's a good time, and you should. And if you want to come over to our Facebook page, those are the articles we talk about. They're already posted on our Facebook page. So we have a lot of fun with that.
And we don't get to all of them. So.
We don't.
We only get to the ones posted that morning.
And sometimes we just have so much fun talking. We yak for half an hour, right? And we just have fun with just talking. So we have a good time on Thursday morning. So come and see us. If not, we will see you same time, same place next week on Monday. So thanks. Have a great week, everyone, and stay safe.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for coming.
Bye-bye.